We're going to take a look at 3 wide receiver trade targets for the Browns in 2022. This is from Dawg Pound Daily. Wide receivers, Brandin Cooks, number 3. Number 2, I love this guy. I don't think there's any way you're going to trade for him, though. DK Metcalf is number 2. And the top one is really intriguing. Michael Thomas from the Saints sat out the entire season. Remember, they're going through a change with Sean Payton stepping away. Now Dennis Allen is the head coach. So that's an intriguing one. The health is interesting and it's questioned. When you look at that, the important thing to remember here is, not a lot of guys are going to be jumping up and down to sign with this offense. So the best route to get a pretty good wide receiver may be to trade for it.
And that's how they got Landry, and that's how they got Odell once upon a time, was trading them. The drafting hasn't gone all that well for a wide receiver. They still got potential, but you need to start seeing a lot more from that potential. Michael Thomas is a very interesting one because, and as it alluded to in the copy there, he probably could have played in 2021 if he really needed to. I think he was being extra cautious with his ankle. He had surgery. He had to have a second surgery on it, is my understanding, because the first one just didn't go right. But this guy, look, caught more passes over a 2-year span in 2018 and 2019 than any player in professional football history. He is instantly open. He is a wide target. He fits the role of where quite frankly, the Browns offense likes to hit it, that 8 to 12 yard range. He's not good after the catch. He's sometimes apathetic as a blocker. If you need a guy to just get volume targets, volume catches, he's great at that. And based on where he's at in his career, he probably needs the redemption. So that's an interesting one. The Saints, they have to get rid of money. They are currently $75 million over the salary cap. They have ways of getting that a lot easier, but that's certainly an easier way. They are a team, by the way, with Alvin Kamara's arrest last weekend that could have some interest in Dearness Johnson, to reference back to our past caller. That's certainly one to look at. DK Metcalf, I don't buy for a minute that Seattle is trying to get rid of him. I also don't buy that Russell Wilson is going to be out of there until I actually see it from my own eyes. It certainly makes sense for them to consider it, but I don't see that one. Brandin Cooks, who knows what's going on with the Texans? They are... They're a very frustrating mess, and I say that as someone I live in a house full of Houston Texans fans. We lived there for several years, so my kids are Texans fans. They're not too happy with the progress of the team there. Cooks is a very talented receiver, and he also fits in the OBJ role, and quite frankly, probably fits a little bit better there because he does a little bit less improvisation with his routes. That's a player that you would certainly look at. He's got to make less. I think he's due for $16.5 million next year. Browns can't pay him that, just as they can't pay Jarvis Landry close to that. But if he's amenable to working out a new deal as part of the trade, and again, the Texans also happen to need a running back. Just throw that out there. That's one that I like. I like the sound of that one. Cooks fits in. He's one of those guys. He's never been like the heralded guy. If you look at his career stats, this guy's been really productive with a lot of different quarterbacks and a lot of different offenses. To me, that shows that he's a fairly safe acquisition if you want to bring him in. So that's certainly one to keep an eye on.